Hey everyone, and welcome back to class. Whether you're here for reskilling, upskilling, or really just looking to sharpen up that professional toolkit of yours, it is absolutely fantastic to have you all here in our adult education program. Now, in today's explainer, we're going to walk through our latest marketing modules. I really want you to think of this as your practical playbook, something designed specifically to empower the real-world lived experience you already bring to the table. We're going to figure out exactly how to adapt your existing skills for today's hyper-digital landscape.
So let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat, okay? How on earth do you build trust in a totally automated world? We are operating in a digital landscape that is, let's face it, completely flooded with AI. But here's the secret. Your humanized connection, your authentic lived experience, that is actually your greatest asset right now. We aren't here to let AI replace us. No way. We're here to use it to amplify our human connection.
All right, so here's our workflow for today's explainer. We'll move systematically from persuasion and emotion right through short-form mastery, AI content ops, the hub-and-spoke model, AI ad design, and then finally, UX that converts. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Persuasion and Emotion, the very human foundation of digital marketing.
Okay, so when we look at the psychology of persuasion, we literally have to move beyond generic cookie-cutter messaging. We need to address very specific needs through emotional storytelling. Just think about major brands for a second, like Dove or Nike. They use these incredibly authentic narratives to challenge societal norms, and by doing that, they deeply strengthen their brand affinity. And the really amazing thing for us today is that AI tools now have the quote-unquote emotional intelligence to actually help generate context-aware scenes and scripts that perfectly match that kind of resonant human brand tone.
So how do we actually trigger that kind of engagement? Well, you've got 5 really practical tools in your kit: attention-grabbing hooks, dynamic visual changes, burned-in captions, emotionally resonant music, and strategic hashtagging. Mastering these 5 triggers is the absolute secret to moving a user from just passively scrolling along to active engagement, simply by solving their real-world problems. And it's proven to massively boost daily active users and retention across modern apps.
Moving on to Section 2, Short-Form Mastery, basically stopping the scroll with structure.
Right now, we're talking about dominant discovery formats. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. The baseline for trust here is user-generated content. People want organic-looking posts. They do not want highly polished corporate ads. And here is a frankly terrifying fact. You only have 0.5 to 3 seconds to catch someone's eye. Half a second. That is literally a blink. Now, while 45 to 90 seconds might be the sweet spot for educational depth, if you don't hook your viewer in that tiny initial window, they are gone.
To survive that tiny window, you need structure. Enter the rule of 3. 1 problem, 1 fix, 1 takeaway. By sticking strictly to this highly actionable technical framework for every single video, you maintain laser focus and, more importantly, you guarantee your audience actually walks away with some real value.
But listen, the greatest video in the world isn't going to help you if the algorithm just decides to hide it. You've got to play by the platform's rules using native priority placement. So what does that mean? It means 9:16 aspect ratios for vertical screens, burned-in captions for all those silent scrollers out there, and hybrid formats like carousel reels to keep things visually deep and totally accessible.
All right, Section 3, AI content ops. Scaling your creativity without losing your soul.
Now that we have these wild tools like advanced text-to-video platforms and ChatGPT 4.0 to basically eliminate the manual grind of production, I really want you to take this quote to heart: the realness premium. As AI content floods the web, specific, first-hand expert content becomes more valuable. Because the web is literally drowning in automated garbage right now, your specific, lived professional experience is your superpower. The goal isn't just quote-unquote ranking on search engines anymore. It's about actually being the answer and providing real, structured knowledge.
So use AI for the boring bits. Let it handle the initial ideation phase, writing out standard captions and doing all that automated repurposing. Remember, AI isn't here to replace you. It's just a tireless little assistant that buys back your time so you can actually focus on high-level, human community building.
Which brings us to Section 4, the hub and spoke model, atomizing your ideas efficiently.
I want you to think of this like a content lab. You start with a pillar asset, say a 1,000-word blog post. Then you use an AI tool to extract the core DNA of that pillar, pulling out all the most provocative insights. Next, you engineer those into unique spokes. So your LinkedIn spoke might focus heavily on professional ROI, while your TikTok spoke hits on some really quick, entertaining wins. Just make sure that at least 3 of those spokes drive traffic right back to your main pillar.
But here is the major catch: quality control. The human touch is absolutely 100% mandatory. You are the final editor here. You have to comb through those AI-generated spokes to strip out all that repetitive robotic language and any weird AI hallucinations. That is how you protect your authentic brand voice.
Section 5. AI Ad Design. Evoking the exact right emotional response.
Now it's time to step into the creative director role using tools like Midjourney or Canva. First things first, identify your core emotional hook. Is it building trust for a cybersecurity brand, or maybe sparking the fire of FOMO for a massive flash sale? Use AI to generate total opposite variations, like a minimalist and calm version versus a high-energy, warm version. Test these out emotionally, and make sure you use negative prompts to tell the AI exactly what to avoid, like blurry text or distorted, weird-looking features.
Once you've got those raw images ready, you have to apply some core UX principles. Apply the rule of thirds for optimal placement, and please ensure your call to action button has the absolute highest color contrast in the entire design. We're talking a bright, screaming orange button against a deep blue background. Do not leave this to chance. Intentionally force the viewer's eye exactly where you want it to go.
And finally, Section 6, UX that converts, building landing pages that actually build loyalty.
So this is where the user actually ends up landing. Web design is the core driver of brand perception. So to build real loyalty, you need the retention framework, task completion, clarity, and friction reduction. And how exactly do we pull that off? By prioritizing absolute clarity over some wildly complex design, utilizing minimalist, content-forward pages, and using privacy-conscious patterns to make sure every single digital interaction feels deeply human and responsive.
From a technical standpoint, you absolutely must respect Core Web Vitals. Keep that site speed under 2 seconds. Why? Because every single second of latency actively kills your conversions. Put your trust indicators right there above the fold. Make sure the page loads instantly, and answer their real questions right at the top of the screen.
So as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with one final thought. You've got the playbook now. You know the tools. But the magic ingredient in all of this is you. How will your human experience stand out? Because the technology is just here to scale your reach. Your authentic, real-world experience, that's what actually closes the deal. Think on that as you head into your labs today, and I'll see you all next time.